She waited until my final week to corner me, like I'd softened, like the game had changed. 17 years teaching, no thank you speech, no morning tea, just one final conversation I didn't ask for. It was my final week at the school. 17 years, and I was done. My resignation was signed. Final payout processed. I wasn't here to teach. I was here to pack, to nod politely at colleagues, to keep my head down and throw out the detritus of nearly 2 decades. Old printouts, dry whiteboard markers, a stack of ancient PD certificates, paper ghosts. I was crouched beside the bar fridge, sorting through expired yogurt cups and mystery Tupperware, when I heard her. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for everything. I didn't look up. She was leaning against the doorframe, trying to sound humble, still performing, still Caitlin. I stood up slowly, shut the fridge with my knee, and wiped my hands on an old tea towel. Don't thank me. She blinked, frowned slightly. What? You don't get to do that. A pause. She started to speak again. I was just trying to be... No, you're not being anything except performative. You always were. You came here to feel better about yourself, not to thank me. Her arms folded. There it was, the defense mechanism kicking in. I didn't mean... You meant exactly what you always mean. You wanted control. One last word, one more act. Now I looked at her. Really looked. All these years, Caitlin, and no one's ever told you. You're not misunderstood. You're exhausting. Also, while I'm at it, you're not confident. No one over the age of 15 thinks you're confident. You're chaotic. People don't admire your strength. They enjoy your presence. She opened her mouth. Reflex, maybe. I didn't stop. You're not clever either. You're manipulative. And you're not even good at it. I was halfway through unscrewing a jar of instant coffee that had turned solid. I tapped it once on the bench. No movement. I tossed it without a word. Then I continued. You're not feared either. Not by anyone who isn't a fool. You're managed. Like asbestos. A moment passed. I picked up a cracked coffee mug and turned it in my hands, still warm from someone else's tea. You think you're dramatic, but you're not. You're corrosive. You ruin rooms, and you act surprised when no one wants you back. You think you're the main character, and you're not that either. You're the incident people bond over escaping. In my absent-minded cleaning, I found a pencil case with a heap of old whiteboard markers. I took one out and gave it an instinctive shake. Dead. I took out another. Also dead. I then tested a third one just to feel something. Dead again. You're not interesting either, Caitlin. You're just loud. And early. She was quiet now. Watching. Processing. You're not a challenge. You're a hazard. A goddamn workplace hazard. You were the reason teachers hid in storerooms, took stress leave, quit. You didn't push boundaries. You damn well dissolved them. Then feigned surprise when people cracked. You're the reason people say I couldn't do teaching. You were the girl people vent about on student-free days. You don't know, but all of us counted down the amount of days we had left with you. You were the one everyone was relieved to be rid of. You don't have one fan in this staff room. Even teachers who never taught you or spoke to you avoided you. You're not intimidating, you're draining, and you don't even realize it. I grabbed a jar from the fridge, turned it slowly in my hands. mold under the lid. I didn't hesitate. Straight into the bin. Then I looked back at her. You're the silence that settles after you leave. Not peace, not calm, just absence. Relief, mostly. You're the stomach drop when your name's on the class list. I can personally confirm that, because that's what I experienced when I got the class list earlier this year. You're why relief teachers ask for different timetables. A slight moment of silence developed. She wasn't smirking anymore. No comeback, no tilt of the head, just stillness. This doesn't make you notorious. It just means people know your name and still don't want to be around you. I opened the freezer. There was a Ziploc bag labelled "Science Brains, do not eat." I shut it quickly as if I saw something private. I then quickly turned back to her and continued. You're not mysterious, Caitlin. You're transparent in the worst way possible. Everything is a cry for attention dressed up as control. I let the quiet hang. Let it choke the room a little bit. And here's the truth you've never heard. You're not going to change because you don't think you have to. You're going to be 32 and still talking about high school because deep down, even you know that's the last time you were relevant. I then opened a cupboard and found a birthday card from last year, signed by everyone except me. I put the card back and closed the cupboard slowly. You're going to do a psych degree, not to heal, not to help, but to justify the person you've become. And that one lands. I can see it. The flicker of panic in her expression, that sudden awareness. It hits her because she knows. She's already planning that degree. No one told you before. You thought it was your path. It's your defense. And you'll wear it like a badge, thinking it's insight. Get used to future colleagues keeping conversations short and avoiding eye contact. You'll be the friend people need a break from and never return to. You are the person who will sit in therapy and say high school is hard, but leave out that you were the villain. I returned to my desk and found a plastic sleeve. I flipped through a pile of unclaimed worksheets, student names from 4 years ago. I recognized none of them. Recycle bin. You are going to ruin every good thing handed to you because you think charm is currency and pity is power. And when it finally falls apart, when the attention dries up and the invites stop and the group chats get quiet, you're going to tell yourself it's jealousy or tall poppy syndrome or bad luck. It won't be. It'll be you. I then opened a filing cabinet and found a USB from 2013 labelled Year 9 Conflict Resolution. I turned it over in my hand and snapped it into straight to landfill. At uni, expect to learn the hard way that no one has to deal with you anymore. Expect people to work with you once, then suddenly already have a group next time. You'll tell yourself it's hard to find people who get you. The truth is, they do. There's no comeback now. Her arms are at her sides. Her mouth is closed. Nothing to say. Nothing left to pretend. I step past her, back to the fridge, and pick up a half-frozen ice pack. It leaks slightly as I hold it. I turn my back on her, and for the first time in 6 years, I don't need to monitor her from the corner of my eye. No disruption, no escalation, no damage control. I need to get back to clearing out the fridge. And I do. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support helps me create more content just like this. And if you're in the mood for more, check out these videos coming up right here.